to begin this episode by paying tribute to one who was a big fan of the show, and also his loud, boisterous voice could often be heard throughout Seneca Falls. I do thank Pete Hocker for his fandom, and also, being always saying hi and everything. Yeah, he had some issues with his life, but Pete always was very friendly towards me, and he liked the show. We lost him this past week, so, Pete Hocker, this show is for you. And speaking of issues, there is a lot of them this week, even with Syracuse. Because, heck, a lot of people take a look at the score that they had against Holy Cross and say, oh, 42-14, they whitewashed them. I wouldn't exactly say that. They had to put their foot on the gas early in the game, but then they let their foot off the gas, and heck, I think Holy Cross may have exposed a few weaknesses in the Orange secondary, especially getting one wide receiver wide open on a 63-yard touchdown pass, and also letting the halfback option play work. Heck, Holy Cross was once within 21-14, and even when we did expand the score and pretty much win and get it out there in the second half, heck, there's definitely some issues. McCord was sacked 5 times, showed the offensive line had issues, and now he definitely got issues with the field goal kicker. Ray Denneberg missed badly on a 36-yard field goal attempt. Then on another attempt, he tried to line drive the kick. One of the ugliest kicks I ever saw come off his foot. And even the backup, Jaden O, he missed a field goal. Because, he played the carom game a la the Looney Tunes. Heck, cue Bugs Bunny. Oh well, he's not going to hit that goalpost if it's going to Kong! That's exactly. Now, heck, do we have a good field goal kicker? Going forward, especially now that we're going on the road, we gotta wonder. Our field goal kickers have definitely gotta work it out. Denneberg was pretty accurate there for a while, but now it seems as though he's got the yips, just like a little dog. Heck, there is definitely some issues now with Syracuse, even though they beat Holy Cross with that score. You gotta say, it was a pretty sloppy and ugly 42-14 win. And now, the whole of October, they are on the road. First, coming up this Friday, they gotta go out to Las Vegas and take on a pretty good UNLV team. Then they got to go to Raleigh to take on North Carolina State. And later this month, about a week before Halloween, they take on Pitt. And Pitt has always been a house of horrors for Syracuse. And Raleigh isn't exactly the friendliest place for Syracuse. But North Carolina State, I think, definitely has a few issues. So yeah, there are issues with this Q's team. Issues kicker, issues offensive line, issues offense at times. Especially if you let Holy Cross sack McCord 5 times. Get these issues resolved, because we go into the meat of the schedule now, Q's. And speaking of issues, Buffalo most definitely has issues. Yeah, people started saying, hey, they're one of the best in the AFC after a 3-0 start. But even I was a little skeptical. And I know Baltimore, with all of their talent, was still a very dangerous team. And they showed it. And Derrick Henry, it always seems like he has a field day against the Bills, running for 199 yards. Lamar Jackson showing what he can do, running and passing. And heck, even Josh Allen and the offense most definitely had issues. A 35-10 thumping at the hands of Baltimore. And I mean, heck, when they seized the momentum, but I mean, Buffalo didn't have to get cute trying a trick play. Just keep to the basics, guys. Don't try any trick plays, because you know trick plays usually end up be it backfiring on you like a bad muffler. That's exactly what happened on that play. Kyle Van Noy screwed up the timing, and heck, maybe they should have just eaten the football on that play. But I digress. Buffalo most definitely looks like they have issues, and they're going into their tough stretch of the schedule. They got Houston coming up this Sunday. Then they got the Monday night game against their old division rivals, the Jets, who had an ugly 10-9 loss against Denver. Well, I mean, most definitely issues for Buffalo, most definitely issues for Syracuse, and I will have to say most definitely issues for our local high school teams. It was homecoming for Waterloo, and I just wonder who made up the schedule. Their first home game wasn't until late September, and it happened to be homecoming. But boy, Penny and Dundee came in, and they really messed up homecoming for Waterloo. Penny and Dundee thumping Waterloo 55-14. And Penny their nickname is the Mustangs. Dundee is the Scotsman. And you know, Scotsmen love to be pretty good riders of horses. You know, you gotta wonder, it's alright, we gotta hop on these horses and we gotta take care of Waterloo. What do you think? And I mean, those Tigers, we gotta start roaring. Because, hey, we're into the meat of the schedule now, Waterloo. You gotta show a little more gumption going forward. And you know, Minders, they reverted back to form after beating South Seneca Romulus. They go up against the Screaming Eagles and get blanked 32-0. You know, that's what you get when you got Minders. Seems as though there's no heart when the Blue Devils play on the gridiron anymore. I mean, heck, even play an 8-man football at times. And now you gotta wonder going forward. Heck, I mean, participation in high school sports, especially football's down. Why do you think there's all these combination teams? Could it be Miners in Waterloo in the future? There's an issue, especially kids who might want to fight. I don't know, but we'll see. Most definitely issues. And I do take issue with one thing I saw there for Rochester. The East Avenue and Alexander Street area is known as the nightlife section. But of course, Rochester has seen a pretty good increase in crime, especially against youngers. And I mean, the big thing is all the stolen Hyundais and all the stolen Kias. You know, isn't a good idea to drive those Far Eastern cars up there into the city. And also, I mean, heck, you got all those motorbikes and ATVs that are driving down the city streets. But heck, Rochester has implemented a policy there for people on Friday and Saturday nights after 10 o'clock. No one under 21 admitted. And if you bring your wallet, you bring a bag or whatever, you gotta show your identification. They'll search their bag and they'll wand you and they'll give you a little wristband. I mean, heck, people want to go there and have a good time, yes. But since when did it start acting like you're going into a fort? Well, hey, Rochester wants to curb illegal activities. But I mean, having a good time shouldn't come to that, especially if you want to go to Axes and Ales or the Old Toad. Heck, the Old Toad, they probably say, oh, that's not very good. I want them to sit there and enjoy some bangers and mash. I want them to enjoy some Yorkshire pudding. I want them to enjoy a nice pint. And I mean, it axes and nails. Heck, you can throw a hatchet while you're drinking your beer. But I mean, heck, where's Molly? I wonder what Molly Hatchet is gonna do, you know? Maybe, they're flirting with disaster, or they're wanting a whiskey man. But who knows? This episode is all about issues. And my issue is, as I close, all about this. And I will say, rest in peace to both to Kimmy Matumbo and to Pete Rose. And to all those with issues. No, 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 no. See you next week.